Welcome to the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where every cup tells a story, and every story starts with a sip. Join us on a journey of adventure, camaraderie, and of course, the finest brews, served hot and steeped in mystery. From dragons to ancient legends, we're brewing up more than just coffee. Today's tale begins in the heart of the realm, where coffee brews stronger than most potions, and friends gather not just for tales, but to create them, something stirs. The tavern crew has traded quests for cookouts and danger for decorations, at least for now. But as the festivities rise with sparks and laughter, remember, even in times of joy, the world still hums with unseen magic, and not all surprises come wrapped in ribbon. But before we dive into today's adventure, a quick word from our sponsor.
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where every cup is a quest, and every sip, a story. Start your day with the boldness of rogues rolling thunder, Guatemalan beans aged in whiskey barrels, delivering a brew as daring as a rogue's escapade. For those with a sweet tooth, Bard's-inspired hazelnut offers a harmonious fusion of rich hazelnut and decadent chocolate, reminiscent of a bard's sweet serenade. Not a coffee connoisseur? Our artisan teas, like the delicate moonlit jasmine or the comforting cider harvest, promise a journey through flavors both exotic and familiar. Craving something enchanting? Dreamspell chai awaits, blending bold spices into a potion that stirs both body and soul. Join the Dungeon Brew crew and wear your passion proudly with our exclusive gear. Embark on your flavor adventure today at dungeonbrewcoffee.com. Dungeon Brew Coffee. Brewing with initiative, rolling with life.
Now, grab your mug, settle in, and get ready for the next chapter in our brewing saga. Episode 27, Firecrackers and Fizzbangs. The morning sun casts a golden hue across the clearing beside Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern. It's the first day of a 3-day midsummer celebration, the nation's birthday, and the crew has turned the front of the tavern into a whirlwind of color and clamor. Java, the ever-energetic baby coffee dragon, zips between wooden posts, a ribbon clenched in his mouth, his wings fluttering with determined purpose.
Sparkle, less fray, the festival, eats gotta pop.
He spits out the ribbon, frustrated, as a stack of mugs beside him wobbles dangerously.
It's a birthday, not a battle march. People want cider and stories, not scorched eyebrows.
Patches, ever the calm center, kneels among the grass-clipping herbs, her calico fur catching the sunlight. Behind her, wisps of spicy steam drift from the tavern's open window.
Speak for yourself. If a few eyebrows don't get singed, is it even a real celebration?
Nyved's voice is accompanied by the clink of spoons and bubbling from within, likely one of his legendary fire-roasted recipes. Braticus, not far off, hoists a wooden banner overhead and pounds it into place with a single, satisfying whack of his fist.
You mean like last year when that dancing ember got into the mayor's pants leg? What was his name again? Gerald? Jeffrey?
Gregor. And it wasn't an ember. It was a wind spirit you summoned. On accident.
Ah yes. Gregor never danced better.
Fate Skuld sits cross-legged on the tavern steps, her runestones spread across a deep blue cloth. The breeze flutters the edges of her robe, but she remains still, except for the occasional click of bone and stone beneath her fingers. From the forest trail, a familiar rumble of a wheelbarrow announces a new arrival.
Heard there's a party, and I wasn't invited? Scandalous. What's a midsummer bash without a few flames and a sausage or two?
Burley appears, pushing a barrow stacked with planks, firewood, and a makeshift grill clearly cobbled from bits of old armor and broken cart parts.
Burley! We saved a spot for your grilling genius. Right between Nyved's spice stand and the fireworks barrel.
You put the fireworks next to the grill?
It's festive.
Festive turns into flammable real fast in this crowd.
From inside the tavern bursts Arwen, flour-dusted, barefoot, and giggling like she's gotten away with something. Which she likely has.
The pies exploded again.
Arwen, did you use the enchanted cinnamon?
It said extra poofy. Not exploding.
Well, if we're judging by surprise, I say she's already won the pie contest.
Laughter rings out, easing into the rhythm of festival prep, the sound of tables being shifted, banners being fastened, spice jars being jostled.
We should mark the perimeter before nightfall. The veil's still thin. The Fae left echoes.
The garden's been whispering again. I thought it was wind, but the basil sang to me last night.
Still get that hum near the east fence. My goat won't go near it. And she's braver than I am.
Enough of that. Joy is our greatest spice. Let's light torches, roast peppers, and embrace the absolute chaos of celebration.
Joy is also a kind of defense.
The others glance toward Fate, as if sensing her words way more than they let on. But Java breaks the quiet with a cheer that could only come from someone too young, or too caffeinated, to worry about what might lurk in the shadows.
To joy. To laughter. To caffeinated chaos. And to no unexpected magical mishaps this time.
Famous last words, Bean Brain.
The festival is nearly ready. Laughter echoes off the trees. Ribbons flutter. Spices simmer. And somewhere, unseen just beyond the tree line, something watches. Listening. Waiting. But for now, all is warm and bright. The celebration begins. But even joy, it seems, doesn't come without a few sparks. By afternoon, the tavern's clearing has transformed into a vibrant festival ground. Tables overflow with baked goods, roast vegetables, and questionable concoctions in mugs shaped like miniature barrels. Villagers and travelers alike drift in, drawn by the promise of celebration, and maybe a few free samples. The crew takes to their stations, or rather, they hover near their favorite distractions. Nyved's spicy skewers are already infamous, with one poor soul trying to cool their mouth using what they thought was water, but turned out to be a bubbly mint tea with a spark of cinnamon oil.
Drink up, brave one. It builds character.
And possibly ulcers. Let me get you something herbal.
Across the way, Braticus referees an arm wrestling contest, slamming elbows onto a barrel-top table with joyful enthusiasm, while Burley narrates the action as if it's a royal joust.
And there it is. The mighty Braticus defends his title against Farmer Lyle, who clearly brought a wheelbarrow, but forgot to bring muscle.
Don't worry, Lyle. Win or lose, there's cider for everyone.
Arwen, flour-free and full of energy, dashes between booths, handing out tiny flags she made herself. One or two flutter oddly in place even after she's gone. And in the center of it all, Java unveils his newest creation, the Patriot Brew, a layered drink with red berry foam, frothy white whip, and a shocking blue spice drizzle.
Festivity in a mug. It fizzes, it buzzes, and it makes your tongue tingle. First taste is free.
Why am I, glowing?
It'll pass in 20 minutes. Maybe 30. You'll be fine. Probably.
Just as the sun begins its descent toward the horizon, a peculiar delivery arrives, a squat wooden crate wrapped in silver twine and sealed with a shimmering wax mark.
That's Fae seal work.
Did we order anything from the Fae?
Technically? No. But maybe it's a gift. It says Fae-Safe fireworks and festivities, certified mischief-free.
That's a contradiction in every sense of the phrase.
I don't like it. That kind of seal doesn't close things in, it holds things back.
Well, let's not open it near the grill, then.
Despite a few raised eyebrows, and one concerned squint from Fate, the box is opened. Inside, a collection of colorful firecrackers, bundles of enchanted sparklers, and a tightly coiled scroll labeled Schedule of Whimsy.
Oh. This one says Moonlight Moths. Can we try that one first?
Only after sunset. Let's start with something safe and small. Maybe the hopping glimmers?
As dusk falls, the fireflies give way to torchlight. Guests gather around the central fire pit, mugs warm in their hands, laughter bubbling like steam from the cauldron at Nyved's booth. The first spark dances skyward, a simple flicker, followed by a chorus chorus of glowing lights shaped like bouncing frogs. The crowd gasps and laughs.
All right. That one was cute.
Still waiting for the frogs to explode into bees or something.
The second firecracker whistles high, and promptly transforms into a swirling illusion of dancing sheep in tiny hats, galloping in slow motion across the sky.
Now that's art.
One of them winked at me.
Not sure if that's adorable or ominous.
Illusions drawn from memory or mischief. Hard to tell with the Fae.
And then, just before the third firecracker is lit, time stutters. The crowd gasps, blinking in confusion. Someone spills their cider twice in the same motion.
Wait. Didn't we already light the...
Yes, we did. Something rewound us.
10 seconds. Maybe less. Enough to disrupt or disguise.
Though the moment passes quickly, a hush falls over the group. The fire flickers. A breeze picks up. Somewhere in the trees, wind chimes sound, even though no chimes were hung.
Well, guess that's our sign to call it a night, eh?
Or light 5 more and really see what happens.
Don't you dare.
The first day of celebration ends with more magic than planned, and just enough confusion to make everyone wonder if the next 2 days will be quite so whimsical. But at Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, whimsy is never optional. And chaos? That just seems to be part of the charm. Morning rises on day 2 of the festival. The tavern's clearing glows with fresh light, and the scent of roasted spice lingers in the air, along with a touch of singed wool and, was that meant? What began as harmless merriment now stirs with an edge, the kind that comes after an unexpected time skip in Sky Sheep.
All right. Who set the auto-lighting torches near my spice rack? They won't stop relighting. I've doused that one 3 times.
It wasn't me this time. I was making fizz froth.
You were making it in my cauldron, Java.
Surprise?
Across the field, Burley wrestles with a cooking grate that keeps levitating 2 inches off the coals.
I don't care how enchanted it is. If I can't flip my sausages, we got a real crisis.
At the cider booth, Braticus holds up a jug with a suspiciously bubbling label that reads, Bang Spy's Celebratory Apple Fizz, Fayward Infused.
This stuff smells like someone tried to carbonate mischief.
Help! I'm gone! I can't see my legs!
Invisibility hiccups. Cool. Again.
No. Not again. Arwen, please, back away from the jug.
Patches ushers the child behind her cloak with one paw, her other hand glowing faintly as she prepares a grounding charm. Around them, the crowd starts to murmur. What was fun yesterday is beginning to feel unpredictable.
Why is the banner singing? I didn't enchant that.
It wasn't enchanted. Until someone opened the schedule of whimsy.
I told you not to touch that scroll.
It said optional surprises. I thought that meant bonus activities.
The banner refuses to stop. Its tune repeats again, and again, and louder.
I swear if that thing sings about coffee beans one more time.
It's stuck in a spell loop. I'll need 5 minutes and a very firm knot.
At long last, silence returns. Or something like it.
Something's watching. Laughing, maybe. They sent this box to see what we do.
You think this is a test?
No. A reminder. That even our joy is part of the balance. And they never leave without leaving something.
Fate kneels beside the discarded wrapping from the crate, a shimmering paper now dulling like fading magic. She runs a finger over the wax seal.
This wasn't to harm us. But it was to mark us.
I heard it again. The chimes with no chimes.
I know, little one. So did I.
The companions gather at the edge of the clearing. Behind them, villagers still eat, laugh, and carry on, unaware of just how thin the veil truly is. But those who've walked farther into magic, they feel the tension rising beneath the fun.
We just wanted to celebrate.
We still can. Just gotta do it our way. No more Fae-Safe anything. From here on out, it's firewood, flags, and food we actually understand.
And maybe one more illusion sheep. Just for flair.
Only if it doesn't try to do a jig.
They laugh again, softer this time, but real. Because they know the rules of this world aren't always written in ink, but they are watching. And the Fae? They may be gone for now, but their influence lingers. The second day ends with laughter, flickering torchlight, and a promise to keep the celebration grounded and mortal. But even as the embers fade and the villagers drift asleep, the wind stirs the trees in ways it shouldn't. Somewhere beyond the firelight, chimes sound where none have been hung. And something, or someone, is still watching. Tomorrow is the final day of the festival. Let's just hope it stays festive. As day 2 ends, the crew prepares for the final day of the festival. Tired, weary, but still determined to celebrate. Together. To be continued. The fire is low, the mugs are empty, and tonight's tale has come to an end. But the journey is far from over. Thank you for gathering with us at Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where adventure brews with every sip. Join us next time as new challenges arise, mysteries deepen, and the magic of the tavern unfolds. If you enjoyed this taste of adventure, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode. We'll save a seat for you at the tavern. See you soon.